On the firewall, you see an old standard light blue 4-pin made by Standard Motor Products. This is the Rock Auto Chinese version, a little younger. This guy's probably 2025, the light blue. Maybe this one I got it maybe 2 years ago, the dark blue one. I also have the 5-pin that it actually came with. Now the 5-pin is quite ancient. The 5-pin, its potting has left the world there, and it's pretty ratty. But guess what? This still works. I'm going to put the 5-pin on right here, so I can show you a few things about these three boxes. And what I found out is my 76 has the same situation, same box, and I can't swap this box for either this box or the 5-pin and make it work. But I did find the solution why it didn't work. For the purpose of this experiment, I'm going to use my power probe. Power probe, when you hit the number, it says 12.6. That's a fully charged battery. You don't hit the rocker switch, obviously, at every freaking chance. You can blow things up. But anyway, if something is within half a volt, it will sing. It will have this song. Right there. And will glow red. If something is not within a half a volt, and I'm going to test this pin for ground. You see, that's good ground, and there's no voltage drop. There's a good ground, no voltage drop. There's a good ground, and no voltage drop. But when we power up the ignition, which is what I'm going to do right now, to the run position, and I take the same reading off the 4 ballast, the 4-prong ballast, the one prior to the 2 ballast, to the 2-prong ballast. See, there's 12 something, but there's so much voltage drop that nothing's happening. Same thing on the other side, because it's going to go through the ballast and it's going to get dropped. That's the problem. This Chinese guy here, the one in the middle, does not tolerate the voltage drop. When it has that voltage drop, it will not produce a spark. These other two will. This wire here, the blue wire, light blue wire, that's the power wire for the box. It has 1201. So it's losing about 0.6, 0.06, half a volt, a little more than half a volt. That's just enough to make this Chinese blue piece of crap not start. But there's a solution if you have to make it start. Now turn the ignition off. Because every time you unplug and plug any of these modules, you have to have the power off. You can blow them by spiking them. So don't do that. Always turn the power off. Here goes the Standard Motor Products, right? Okay. That should produce a start. No problem at all. Now, we'll turn it off the ignition, and we'll try box number 2, old Krusty over here. Okay, now I have the 5-pin box on, and it's grounded very well, so it should start no problem. Remember, this is old Krusty. look at the cranking. I'm going to take the meter and we're going to check on the voltage. It's grounded. I got a ground strap there, so one of the leads are there. And I can just put this right here. Everybody can see this. Now, when the ignition goes on, it should go to 12 volts, or 11 or so, or something close to it, within 1 volt of the battery. It's 11.56. Now, let's see how far it goes down when we start it. Now, we're going to switch to the blue standard box. And all the connections are the same. The only thing that has to be changed is the plug has to be moved from one module to the next. Make sure none of the wires are touching, and we're good to go. Always turn the ignition on. Alright. I guess I'll do this one by remote control. That's so I can see the actual cranking. All I'm doing is bypassing the starter with a starter switch so I can see the actual cranking voltage, leaving it in the run position. The blue one should start right up. That's only 10 something, a little less than 11 when cranking. Now we'll crank it with the key, send power to it. That's so I hooked up the wrong one. I hooked up the Chinese one. That's what the problem is. The Chinese will not tolerate anything less than 11 and a half. That's the problem. Power is off, making sure. Let me hook up the other standard blue one that I should have done in the first place. Doing this with the wires all bare, you have to be careful what you're doing. Keeping it separate. Alright, now let's see what the cranking voltage is with the old blue standard module. Power on. Probably says about 11 something. 11.6. We'll hit the remote. See if it what goes on. See that? It went down to 10.6. Started right the hell up. No problem whatsoever. The lack of voltage going to that box. That little bit of voltage drop is stopping that box from starting. jumper wire, we're going to do the Chinese box again. Only this time we're going to take the hot wire, this wire right here that I have, and I'm going to connect it directly to the blue, light blue power wire that goes to the box, the Chinese box. And on this side, and you can't see me, I'm hooking it up to the positive side of the battery. Okay, now you should have seen 12 volt or battery voltage go up. From there to there, this thing should start now. Now you turn the ignition on. And now you have 11.95, almost 12 volts. The drop is very low, and it will start. There you go. All there is the voltage drop. That box is designed not to handle the voltage drop. In order to make that box work, you need to feed it a full 12 volts to the power side. Of course, I turned the ignition off, but it won't turn off because the power side is still on. Okay? I'm going to turn the ignition back on. Now I'm going to take the wire, the jumper wire off. It's not going to turn off because the run part of it is on. But since I disconnected the battery from the run side on the other side, now you have the ability to turn it off. In a way, you could use this with a momentary switch as a anti-theft device, because nobody could start the thing 80% of the time. It won't start. That one time it will start. But the big deal is that there needs to be power going directly to that hot blue wire from the battery with no voltage drop for that Chinese box to work. Unrealistically though, it works perfectly fine in anything up beyond 1976. And my 77 Cordova, that same Chinese box, has no problem starting, gets fed full power from the actual solenoid, the starter relay, and it gets power. But if you ever get stuck and you need to use this blue box, just remember, it needs full 12 volts. No full 12 volts, it ain't gonna start. It ain't gonna start for nothing, no matter what you do. Right now, I could probably make it start because I've got residual voltage in that box. Watch this. Let's see if it does it. See? It didn't start while it was cranking. It started when I let the key off. There's something wrong where there's a voltage drop, and I've cleaned them up. I've taken the connectors apart. The easiest way to solve it is with a momentary switch going to that positive light blue wire and just feed it hot. And let off a bit and it's over. One more time. This is with full power going from the battery through the jumper from battery positive. Okay? Now, when I crank it, it's just going to start right up.